Welcome to the Leading at the Next Level podcast with Dove Development and Consulting, the show built to provide ongoing support for your leadership journey. I have the distinct privilege and pleasure today to have a conversation with a friend of mine. We've gotten to know one another over the last several months. Jalal Maqableh, I think I pronounced it right. And if not, blame it on me because I'm a hillbilly and I don't have pronunciation very good. But Jalal is an amazing human being. He's got a doctorate in leadership development from James Madison University. He's from Jordan. He's got an amazing background. As we had lunch not long ago, I was just overwhelmed with all the things that he shared with me. I continually say, praise God that I get cool people like Jalal to be in my life because everybody makes me a little bit better and I'll take all the help I can get. So Jalal, before I say anything stupid or anything more stupid, I guess it could be, how about you share a bit of your professional background, your experience, a little bit of the history about who you are and why you're here.
Okay, Wes, thank you very much for the introduction. You are a great friend, even though we have been, knowing each other for a few months, but it feels like it has been for a long time because I think we serve the same purpose and we work together to help the community and make it better. So first of all, my name is, as you said, you spell it correctly. I'm Jalal Maqableh. I'm from Jordan. I came to the United States in 2015 to pursue my education. I got my master's degree from Eastern Mennonite University in conflict management and organizational conflict management. Right after that, I started my PhD at James Madison University at the School of Strategic Leadership Studies. And 2 years ago, I got my PhD in strategic leadership. During my stay at JMU, I worked for the Shenandoah Valley Small Business Development Center. So I spent over 2 decades working at the intersection of business, leadership, and technology. My first degree, the undergrad degree, is in software engineering. So I have this mix of data analytics and leadership and managing conflicts of people. I call it always the fruit basket. And this experience I built both in the US and across the world. I have been to 35 countries around the world in business interactions. And my background includes serving as a business advisor, as I said, for the Virginia SPDC, where I have supported hundreds of small business owners through strategic planning, operation improvement, and access to capital. As I said, I hold a PhD in strategic leadership, and I have also led initiatives in organizational development, data analytics, and capacity building. My passion lies in helping people and organizations thrive by aligning vision with action. I serve with other committees and boards in Harrisonburg City. I try to be active or an active immigrant, and this is the best place to work with community members. And I love the Valley, in particular Harrisonburg and Rockingham County.
Well, Jalal, I've lived here in Rockingham County all of my life, and I've traveled all over North America, not all over the world, but all over North America. And I tell people all the time that this is my favorite spot on the planet as I know it. There might be better places. I'm just not aware of.
Yes, so, I agree.
You and I met through the Harrisonburg Professional Firefighter Foundation Board. And I'm a recent member. You've been a long-term member. Talk to us a little bit about your clear purpose for becoming part of that board, because we just did the event a few days ago where we supported the board, launched the 100 Club, and the event was around purpose. What was it for you that drove you to get involved?
Well, my involvement with the Harrisonburg Professional Firefighter Foundation Board stems from both personal admiration and professional alignment. Firefighters are everyday heroes, and their dedication deserves a foundation that I think match their level of commitment. I joined the board from the beginning. I was one of the founding members of the foundation, and I joined the board to contribute my leadership and strategic planning experience to help build long-term sustainability for the foundation. My goal is to ensure that Harrisonburg Professional Firefighter Foundation continues to serve our region's fire professionals and their families, not just in times of crisis, because this is, the wrong understanding about that we're there for crisis and emergencies. No, we're there for the well-being and the sustainability. So not just in times of crisis, but throughout their careers and lives, I see my role as helping the organization grow and serve the greater impact.
That's fantastic. Now, as you saw, I've got some long-term ties, not just to the Harrisonburg professional firefighters, but you met on Friday, my friend Ben Kaufman, who we've been close friends for close to 40 years, and that's all he's ever done. Well, he's done some other things, but that's been what he's done for almost all of his career, has been a firefighter. So it's just a passion for me to be able to have even a small role in that support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That leads me to the next question I'll ask you. In your opinion, we launched the 100 Club. How will that help support and sustain the Harrisonburg Professional Firefighters Foundation long term?
I think the 100 Club is more than just a donor program. It's a platform to build community ownership of the Harrisonburg Professional Firefighter Foundation mission. So it's a community mission because the Firefighter Foundation is a community people. By creating a consistent and reliable base of support, the 100 Club allows the foundation to focus on long-term planning and proactive initiatives rather than reactive fundraising, maybe. So it builds relationship with individuals and businesses who want to invest in something meaningful. Over time, this will create more financially stable, community-rooted foundation, and I believe it can expand its impact across wellness, development, and emergency support for firefighters. So it is more than helping in the time of emergency. It is helping to improve the lives of firefighters and their families, empower them, motivate them, build their capacities, and help them. So with working with the 100 Club, the organizations and people who join this initiative, I think we educate the community about the importance of supporting a very important let's say pillar of the community, the people, the first responders, the people who help us when we need them. Okay, you see the firefighters or the police men or those people when you have a problem, but they are there to prevent the problem from happening. So they are there all the time. They are 24/7 ready to serve, to protect, to help.
And the reality is, if they've got distractions, if their needs aren't supported, then they can't be there to help us, right? So
Exactly.
Yeah. And here's what's exciting. The 100 Club, the premise of it is $100 is a small commitment. I mean, as individuals, we'll often blow that on a dinner out with our family, right?
Exactly.
But the power becomes in the numbers and the sustainability, the consistency, the annual, the lifetime value of it. So as it stands now, I'm happy to report that we've got more than 24 100 Club founding members and a platform to build on that year to year moving forward. So we're really excited. Now, Jalal, I believe you were in the very first meeting where I came in. Matt Tobia, Chief Tobia with the Harrisonburg Fire Department, says, "Hey, Wes, I want you to talk to the board about how maybe the event that you're about to host, the Leadership Legacy Experience, might be a platform for the foundation to get visibility, but to launch the 100 Club." And if you were there, Glenn kind of ran me through the mill. And it was kind of like when in the second Bad Boys movie where Reggie came to take Megan out, and he really put me through the ringer. But that was okay. I understand that he is very protective of the organization, and he should be. I respect that a lot. Why were you open to that being a way we could partner together and use that Leadership Legacy Experience event this past Friday as the space to launch the 100 Club?
Yes, actually, you're talking in my area now, the leadership and leadership development. So this is something I spent many years, working and studying and educating myself and going through, examining every aspect of it. So I saw the Leadership Legacy Experience as a perfect intersection of vision and execution. So it is not only just visioning, no, it is how to just tunnel this vision into an execution. When the opportunity came to work together to launch the 100 Club, I knew it would not only strengthen the Harrisonburg Professional Firefighter Foundation, but also create a ripple effect in the community. I have always believed that leadership is about creating something that lasts beyond yourself. And this initiative was a chance to do exactly that. I think it aligns with my professional values of sustainability, collaboration, and creating purpose-driven solutions that elevate people and organizations.
Yeah, I love that you said leadership's beyond ourselves. I've got a friend who tells me every time we talk, he said, Wes, you'll never know this side of heaven, the people that you impact. And that's, hey, sometimes working for yourselves and running a business is hard, but that's what gets me out of bed, knowing that, hey, there's somebody that I might make an impact on that I may never know or see.
Yeah.
And we know, and I'll tie that back to the foundation, the folks that foundation is in place for are professional firefighters and all of our first responders. They make impact on folks that they'll never know the names of. They may never know how it impacts them long term. They just do it because they know it's part of their purpose, right?
And just because they are humans, they don't care about their color, their backgrounds, their language, their cultural, backgrounds. They just care about them because they are humans. And this is the most important thing. And this is the basic thing. We
100%.
serve a human. Yes.
Yes, sir. You've talked about this a little bit. What would you like the community to know about the Harrisonburg Professional Firefighters Foundation that they probably don't know or understand?
Yeah, it is something, sometimes I talk to my kids that they don't, like the firefighters or policemen and women, they don't, emerge from nowhere when we need them. They are there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But they come when we need them because they're needed. So what many people don't realize is that the Harrisonburg Professional Firefighter Foundation is not just there for moments of tragedy. Yes, we are there during emergencies and in times of need, but our commitment goes for far deeper. Harrisonburg Professional Firefighter Foundation invests in the overall well-being of firefighters, supporting mental health, professional development, family assistance, and community engagement. We work to ensure that those who serve us have the resources and support to lead healthy, fulfilling lives on and off duty. It's a holistic mission that's quietly making a big difference. So we invest in people, as you know, in the foundation. We have many programs for education, training. Last time we were helping in contributing financially for the I think one of the fire stations gym with some equipment, and so it is beyond that. There's an emergency a wounded firefighter or a family needs assistance, and just give the support. This can be within campaigns. We can create and invite people to contribute, but we are looking for a sustainable support for the firefighters community and their bigger community of families.
Here's your chance to shine. You just said that we typically are very quiet and we do these things. Here's a chance to not be quiet about it. Talk to me about a recent example of a project, a campaign, or just a specific event that you know of as a founding member of the board, that the board really, or the organization, not just the board, the entire organization, had a true impact on an individual or even the community of those individuals that we serve.
You mean the Harrisonburg Professional Firefighter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, I remember for our meetings, we have a lot of requests about supporting people, and sometimes it is. I think we have been. Now the interesting thing that we are the Harrisonburg Professional Firefighter Foundation. Sometimes we receive requests outside the city, outside the county, and sometimes outside the state, outside Virginia. People send us requests to help firefighters, and sometimes it is, we think about when we have a wounded firefighter who were in the line, who was in the line of duty and got wounded or something. Mm-hmm. He or she is in the hospital. So, and we're thinking about the bills, the hospital bills, and the invoices. But what about the family who are traveling to be with that patient, and they need a place to stay, and they need food, and they need supplies, and then so sometimes going, into details and thinking about. Recently, I think we agreed in the board, there was a request to support a firefighter with a medical bed, and we contributed to that. So this was one of the initiatives. Like, okay, so we want to make sure that that firefighter received the treatment he needed in the hospital, but now there is a rehabilitation in his house, so we need to contribute to this. And there was, and these things are very, very expensive, so we had type of contribution. A few months before that, as I said, we were helping in providing some equipment for exercising for the people, because the budget, sometimes there is a restrictions in the city budget and the firefighter foundation, and those people need to be healthy, to be able to be on the physical fit, and these things you need to find it. So we were contributing to buy these things, and as you know, Wes, we do our due diligence about investigating what do we need, if there is different offers, what is the best offer, what is the most sustainable equipment we can buy. So it is not just receiving a request and okay, write the check and send it. So because as we care about helping the firefighters, we care about hold ourselves accountable for the donors when they put money in the foundation bank account. We want to make sure that we spend it in the most proper, most strategic, most reasonable, logical way possible to achieve the goal.
Yeah, Jalal, I appreciate you sharing that. When Matt Tobia talked with me about the idea of the 100 Club and really seeded the idea of could we do it, my initial thought was, I'm not sure, because if it's just Harrisonburg and it's just professional firefighters, as much as I care about those folks doing that, the event that we're hosting had more than 125 organizations represented from across 6 or 7 states. And I struggled with just Harrisonburg, but he shared just what you said. And the bed that you're giving the example of, that was from almost 100 miles away. That wasn't here in Harrisonburg.
Right.
And I worked in safety and human resources for a long time. So I know if somebody's hurting on duty in the line of work, there's workers' comp and there's things in place. But in this particular case, he wasn't hurt on the job. He was hurt off the job. And now workers' comp doesn't come in, and there's different expenses. And you mentioned families. And when Matt Tobia shared that idea with me, and here's how we fill the gaps. We can't make someone whole, but here's how we can help. Yes, Cindy and I can lock arms with that. 100%.
Yes, it is the human purpose. Like, this is a human, regardless of the location, regardless of the situation, whether it is on or off duty, still a human we need to protect, to help, and to just out of our humanity to give support for that human.
Yes, very much so. Now, I love this next question. Tell me about how the purpose of the organization really aligned with you. How did you say, hey, this matches Jalal's purpose and values personally, and this is why I want to be part of this organization?
Okay, so I think that there's a lot of alignments between the purpose of the Harrisonburg Professional Firefighter Foundation and my purpose. Like from a humanitarian point of view, this is a foundation that aims to help community members. I believe in practicing citizenship is by protecting your community. The community of Harrisonburg, where my kids go to school, where I go for shopping, where I have friends, where I serve the community, and the community and the local government serve me and my family and my neighborhood. So this is our community. So it's a commitment to show to show responsibility and hold ourselves accountable for the improvement and prosperity of this community. So this aligns with the Firefighter Foundation. So I see, like, my purpose is in serving the community, And Harrisonburg Professional Firefighter Foundation purpose is in serving a category of this community, which is the firefighters. Because we have a police, foundation, we have different foundations serving, but I hope we have an organization can serve all first responders. But now we have this in particular because we need to know more about the needs of the firefighters, the specific demand to help them, and know more in specific about the challenges they face. So I think both the Harrisonburg Professional Firefighter Foundation and myself, we work to empower individuals and teams to reach their full potential. And this aligns with I saw that the board and the foundation values align with my personal values, which is integrity, impact, and service. It is all about helping others thrive by building strong foundations and leading with purpose.
Thank you for that. And I knew all of those answers because we've had some really, really good conversations over the last several weeks and months. But it's cool for anybody that accesses this, whether it's live with us or through the digital game plan from the event and so on.
Yeah.
I want folks to know, here's who you are, but here's how powerful the board is.
Yes.
Jalal, as my last formal question, I'm going to ask one more that's a little bit more off the cuff, but as my last formal question, I'm going to ask, what advice would you give to somebody that's aspiring, maybe young in their career and they're professional, but they're looking to advance into a leadership role? And I always make the distinction, not a supervisor or manager, into a leadership role where they have real influence, not just the authority that comes with the title.
Okay. I think my advice is simple, but I think it's powerful, at least for me. So lead with purpose, discover, investigate, examine, check, understand your purpose. So lead with a purpose, stay humble, and be relentless in your pursuit of learning. We keep learning, from day one to the last day in our lives. Don't chase titles, chase value, because value will bring titles later. And build relationships. It's all about relationships. The 100 Club is a relationship initiative, and the Firefighter Foundation, Harrisonburg Professional Firefighter Foundation, it's an initiative for networking with the community and people, just to make movement to support those people who are putting their lives in front of danger to protect us. So build relationships, seek mentors, and take every opportunity to stretch beyond your comfort zone, because you will learn more about leadership when you leave your comfort zone. Leadership isn't about knowing everything. It's about asking the right question, listening well, 3 times, because we don't listen. We have 2 ears to listen more than we talk. We don't listen, and effective listening, because, based on studies, and I am somebody who did a lot of research, we spend out of the time we take to listen to somebody, we spend 60% of this time preparing the answer, not listening. And sometimes this is why you are talking to somebody, and when they answer you, they're asking something you said.
Yeah.
Just listen, and then take your time to propose your answer and give an answer. So listen well is very, very important for emerging and young leaders. And lifting others as you climb. So think about people, because when you lift others, they will lift you. Okay? And if you are committed to growth and anchored in service, success will follow you in meaningful ways.
100%. The theme of what I just heard you say really stems back to that idea of relationships. And you've talked about that throughout this.
Yes.
Jalal, I've just started. I finished the first chapter of a new book on the power of professional relationships. And I said this as I introduced you. I'm better because I know you. I'm better because I know Matt Toby. I'm better because I know each person on that board. Excuse me, by myself, I'm not good at much.
And you are great. Don't worry. No, you are a great person, but you're humble.
Well, but not by myself. I'm not. It's because of the relationships I've had, the people I've been able to meet, and all of them have who have sewn into me have helped me be better. And that's where those relationships are, and that's where it is. What fantastic advice you just gave for young professionals.
Yes, I want to add something, Wes. I remember in our meeting when we had lunch, a month ago, and this is examples what you're saying about I am better when I know you. And so I told you we were talking about collaboration and working together, and I told you sometimes when you do the right partnership, 1+1 equal 3, not 2, and you
Mhm.
said no, 1+1 equal 11. Yes, so we are better when we collaborate and work with other people, and this can replicate in very fast and expand very quick.
Yes, sir. Now, here's the off the cuff question that I'll ask you that you didn't have time to prepare for, so I get a genuine answer, okay? And not
Okay.
that the rest weren't, but this one's a little bit more off the cuff. And it's, what have I not asked you that I should have asked you that you'd really like to share about?
Um, maybe something about could be something like what other aspects or other ways I serve the community. So I can share something very quick during
Mhm.
my, and this is comes from the purpose of the responsibility about the community, and we need to give back for the community because the community always gives us a lot. So during my work in the SBDC, Shenandoah Valley Small Business Development Center, I was in the PhD program. I just in January 2020 I did my comprehensive exam, and for the people who don't know, the comprehensive exam is the divider between the classes. So now you're good, you need to do the research and you become a doctor. So I did the comprehensive exam in January 2020, and I am exploring the ideas I want to study in my research, the PhD dissertation. And unfortunately, COVID hit. Yeah, so it took the world to have a crisis like this, a pandemic, for me to write a dissertation. So I decided I work with small business owners, and they were severely affected by the pandemic. So I want to do my research about crisis leadership for small business owners during and after COVID. So this is the purpose we keep talking
Mhm.
about, because you will write a dissertation, and most of the time people when they finish it, because they need to demonstrate that they can conduct a research and get the degree, the PhD degree. But then I thought about, okay, I don't want my study to be on the shelf in the university. Maybe people can benefit from it and can learn. So I decided to write my dissertation, as I said, about crisis leadership and the strategic use of data in recovery after COVID. And this is what happened in 2020 through 2023. I collected data. I studied small business owners in the state of Virginia and studied the crisis leadership characteristic and the strategic use of data, how small business owners with strategic use of data were more able to navigate the crisis and mitigate the impact of the crisis. And I studied also the uncertainty level, because in crisis time you have high level of uncertainty. You want to reduce it to be able to make informed decisions. So I did this. At the end, I got my degree and I got my PhD in leadership. But at the same time, I contributed to help the community. At that time, I wrote some articles in the daily news records to give some advices for people. So, and when I do this, I don't feel like I'm doing something, like I'm just paying back a small portion of what the community gave me. Like I'm an immigrant who came to the United States. I like that this country invested in me. I got this opportunity to study in good schools, and the community, especially Harrisonburg community, welcomed me and my family with this great diversity. And so this is maybe something I would like to share about, that my interest is in serving the community, goes in like my educational pathway, in my professional pathway, in my community pathway, in my when I sit in the house with my kids, I talk about how we need to serve the community, how we need to be. So my kids always in the student foundation and in their schools, and I try to build the leaders, because this is the basic thing. Like if you have these skills and like it's okay to work with the community, but the most important foundation to work with is your house, your people, your family, your spouse, your kids, your neighbors. So, and this is what I try to do.
I love that. Just out of curiosity, did you meet my son on Friday?
No. Definitely I saw him, but I don't think I connect the name with the.
Yeah. Well, I only say that because it's such a blessing for me and Cindy that our son and his wife and so much of our family could be part of that event, not just to help us, and they helped a lot, but they could absorb and they could meet other people, because
Yes,
they're soaking in from, so if we serve people, they benefit from that too. Just
yes,
like you said, it's in our
absolutely.
house. That's fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Jalal, thank you so much for having this conversation with me. Gosh, I cherish your friendship, and I look forward to deepening that friendship. And how can we do more things together in the future? Most importantly, thanks for being part of the board and helping get that started, and welcoming me, even when maybe Glenn didn't at first, but now Glenn's a good friend.
Yes. Yeah. Glenn, this is, you think he's not, that very, invested in these things, but he's maybe what he have inside is different than what he shows.
Oh,
and this is maybe part of his, profession. Previously, he worked in investigation and stuff like this. So this is, reflected in his personality.
No, I've joked about that a couple different times, and I did when I did the interview with Glenn as well. But I absolutely love him, and I admire what he did.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah.
I actually saw his son yesterday, and I said, "Hey, I'm the guy that your dad beat up." And he didn't. That's a joke.
Sometimes he's a friend, and we work in the boards. And sometimes when I come with an idea and he looks at me, I said, "Is he mad, or he does not like me, or what is?" And then after 5 minutes, he joke with me about something, and this is his style. But I like him and accept him as he is.
No, I wouldn't change any of it. I'm again, praise God for that relationship, that interaction with him. I make light of it, but I respect it deeply. And everybody on the board, we've enjoyed that interaction. So again, thank you for taking the time to do this. As a quick plug at the end, I always share, if you're catching this, be it in the digital game plan from the 2025 Leadership Legacy Experience, or on a live feed somewhere that we're sharing this, and you need continuing education credits for professional credentials, something like that. Cindy and I've done a work with a lot of entities, specifically in the human resources field. Send us an email at admin@dove-development.net, and I'd be happy to hook you up with a 45-day all-access trial to our full Leading at the Next Level program. It's got somewhere north of 160 lessons in it right now on the digital side. We do new ones every month, and it's something that you can get access to with all that continuing education. We'd be happy to do that complimentary. Kick the tires. We can see where it goes. Again, Jalal, thanks so much for being with me today. Appreciate that. Hang tight. I'll end the recording.